We're here in Nogales where Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem just spoke moments ago. In her speech, she highlighted how crime rates have gone down since Trump has been in office, and she compared Trump's administration to Biden's. Check it out. Arizonans are divided over the possible changes to election laws in the state. This afternoon, both the Senate and the House are hearing these proposals, while outside protesters are pushing back. I went to the Scottsdale Department of Homeland Security office earlier this month where Secretary Kristi Noem shared harsh criticisms about Arizona's elections. I found out why Secretary Noem wants major changes in U.S. election law and why Arizona's top election officials disagree. This morning, Arizona community members gathered together here at the state capitol to advocate for paid family care and medical leave, child care, and overall more affordability in the state. ICE told me they plan to have an average of 100,000 detainees in detention centers every day. That's more than twice as many as there were a year ago, according to research from Syracuse University. Now they've confirmed plans to revamp the prison in Marana, Arizona, to house hundreds more. The abandoned, quiet campus of the Marana prison could soon be filled with inmates once again.
It was in 2025 when the state put it up for sale.
The facility once held 500 inmates, but now ICE projects it could hold 775 immigrants awaiting trial or deportation. Marana Town Manager Terry Rosema says he expects minor renovations.
They're anticipating that'll take them roughly 90 days. So in 90 days, you're not going to do major construction.
But the size and management of the facility have raised questions for community members, including those who say adding detention centers is not the answer to illegal immigration.
Okay, this is our position paper that we wrote.
Pima County resident Mary Romer co-founded Pima Resists ICE, or PRICE, that aims to prevent the prison from becoming an immigration detention center.
It is horrendous. And we are putting children in these places. Children. This is wrong.
ICE said in an email it does not comment on specific contracts, but that it is, quote, working rapidly to remove these aliens from detention centers to their final destination, home. Others tell me they support this move and support locking up criminals rather than making them walk amongst us within our community. However, as of February 7th, researchers from Syracuse University found 73.6% of current immigrant detainees have no criminal convictions. There's a lot of non-criminals and just, people who are here illegally but also have not committed any crimes. What is your response to that?
So my response as the town manager is that's not our business.
People shouldn't have to live like this, that are seeking a safe place to live and to support their families.
The town remains divided, some relieved and some upset, but all are seeking answers. As the contract is not yet final, it is unclear when ICE may move in and start taking detainees. In the newsroom, Abby Jurek, Cronkite News. Republican leaders in the Arizona legislature have presented their own amendment to the state's constitution, which is facing major backlash. I was at the Capitol yesterday and heard from people on all sides of this issue. Inside an Arizona House committee hearing on elections.
It's such a convoluted issue.
Republican leaders shared their vision to make Arizona elections faster and ensure that only citizens vote by proposing the Fast Election Results Act, which would amend the state's constitution, and call for voters to show a valid government ID before casting their ballots, prompting debate in the hearing.
I'm worried about my own identity being stolen or my own identity being compromised by this rule. So to us, that's a serious concern.
I'm voting for voter ID, so only U.S. citizens vote in our elections, only American money goes in our elections, and we count the votes when they're cast.
Republican leadership said the amendment would also change the deadline for mail-in ballots, making it earlier than Election Day.
Do you want one that's faster and more convenient? Or do you want the same old failed system?
In 2020, 89% of ballots cast in the general election were early ballots, raising concern how this change could impact the majority of voters in Arizona.
We have 10 counties that are currently central count counties, and they would have to be on-site tabulator counties under this bill.
This comes as the federal Save America Act makes its way through the U.S. Senate, which could eliminate mail-in voting completely. The proposed amendment passed through the committees in both the House and Senate on Wednesday and is expected to be heard on the floor. A work-study session in City Council chambers was supposed to focus on the city's response to increasing immigration officials in Arizona. But the council did not budget time for public comment. The protesters who came early still wanted to be heard.
We are here to let them know that they cannot silence us, and we are here to demand that they actually cancel this meeting.
Although it was clear why protesters were frustrated, council members quickly became frustrated too.
There's a time and a place.
I asked Councilmember Ana Hernandez why this meeting had no planned public comment.
The work study sessions are for a public meeting, so the public knows what we are discussing, and not necessarily to provide for public comment.
The session was supposed to review a plan that would track ICE activity in Phoenix, examine how much money immigration enforcement costs for city services, and determine new training for city employees.
We had a group of people show up who felt otherwise. What they wanted was an opportunity to speak. They wanted an opportunity to tell us what they wanted.
While the audience chanted and shouted, council members voted to proceed with the initiative.
We're going to move forward with giving direction to city staff to look at what they can do with regard to all these issues surrounding ICE.
In Phoenix, Abby Jurek, Cronkite News. With more heat on the way, the city has launched new measures to help people stay safe. Cronkite News reporter Ray Tadako shows us how renters can get help. Meanwhile, Phoenix Sky Harbor has opened a donation site in Terminal 4 meant to help TSA agents impacted by the shutdown. Now they are asking for things like grocery gift cards, toilet paper, paper towels, and diapers.